Hello, so for searching an EBM question, first we're gonna look into the first clinical scenario. The question states, in teens trying to quit smoking, is cognitive behavior therapy more effective than nicotine replacement therapy? So the question can be divided into four PICO elements, in which P stands for problem population, which corresponds to teens, I for intervention, which corresponds to nicotine replacement therapy, C corresponds for cognitive behavioral therapy, and finally the outcome O, which is quitting smoking. The type of question in this scenario is therapy. In order to search for the clinical scenario at hand, first of all, we're gonna go into some medical library and go through A to Z list, press on medline ovid, and more precisely medline ovid database 1946 to October 2020. Now we're gonna search for the first mesh term, which is smoking. In order to know whether to include the term or not, since the page shows several terms, we should look into the scope of each term that we think that is relevant for our search. Relevant, sorry. Now I'm gonna look into the scope of smoking cessation, for example. Okay, I'm gonna include it in my search since it's relevant. I'm gonna see its tree to see if we're gonna explode the term or not. There's no need to explode. Same steps we're gonna follow for smoking prevention and smoking reduction also. I'm gonna press continue. Now we're gonna search for the second element, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm gonna see if there's a need to explode the term. So acceptance and commitment therapy, mindfulness and cognitive restructuring. So I know that these are methods used in CBT. So I'm gonna explode the term and press continue. Now no need to select any of these subheadings since they are not relevant. Now for the third element, nicotine replacement therapy. Similarly to what we did before, we look into the scopes of the mesh terms to select what is suitable. I'm gonna select tobacco use sensation devices, and we're gonna select nicotine agonists. Is there any need to explode the term? Nicotine chewing gum. We're gonna see the scope. Chewing gum which contains nicotine. So no, since we want to be far away from nicotine, we're not gonna explode this term. And nicotinic agonist, we're gonna select it also and press continue. Now in our search box, we're gonna select all of our searches and press end. Finally, we got 90 results. But the question highlights that the age addressed to corresponds to teens. So we have to use additional limits and select adolescent, 13 to 18 years. Also, we know that the type of question is therapy. So we're gonna go to clinical queries and select therapy best balance of sensitivity and specificity. Since we know that high sensitivity is the broadest search to include all relevant material, but may include less relevant materials. The high specificity is the most targeted search to include only the most relevant result, but may miss some relevant materials. So now we're gonna limit our search At the end, we got 6 results. The searcher decides whether the elements are plenty or suitable, and can adjust the limits accordingly to maximize or minimize the results we obtained. So thank you so much for watching and hope you benefited from the info.